everyone. Welcome, Jacob. I'm so glad that you are here with us today. We are going to dive into what we think PulseChain's going to do when the Bitcoin halving happens, but then also we're going to talk about what's going on in the crypto market right now because some crazy things have been happening this past week. So excited to jump in. Jacob, would you like to introduce yourself and like what you do within the community and all of that?
Yes. I'm only hearing myself double right now,
Oh,
but
let's see.
I figured out why. Okay, now
Perfect.
it's good. Yeah, I had our tab open, the live stream, so I was like, what? Okay. Yeah, I'm Jacob Peterson from Germany. I live in Cologne, and I'm 23 years old. I'm into crypto since 2017, 18, and crypto always has been very interesting topic for me. I started being interested into like chairs and all that traditional stuff. But then I started to pick up on cryptos and I was like, wow, this has to be the future. It's so interesting and there's so much momentum, so much movement. So I started digging into the topic. I started reading, watching videos, and just was my hobby. Yeah. So yeah, basically then I started talking with everybody about crypto. Crypto was my life and still is my life. And yeah, the day I heard from PulseChain and PulseX the first time, I was like, wow, this founder, this guy, the man who created the PulseChain, Richard Hart, Hex, what a genius project. At first I only heard from it like this, and then I was like, okay, I have to make myself smart. I started watching him, and then I started like talking to people. Hey guys, this is a one time one time in a life opportunity, you know what I mean? My English is not the best, but it's okay. And so I started talking to people and was like, hey, you gotta look at this, you gotta invest into Pulse X, there's a sacrifice going on. And people started talking with me, and I had like over 50 people collecting money together so we can invest together.
Wow.
And yeah, basically at the end it was like, Jacob, what are the news? What are the news? So I was like, okay, well, I need to start doing some content about it because there's not such a big, like, let me say, like German YouTube channels and everything about PulseChain and everything. So I started talking about it. People were listening to it, and people like it, enjoy it. And since then, basically since the launch of PulseChain, but also 3 months ago, like before the launch, I was doing videos like every other day, and my channel started growing real quick. Yeah. What about you?
So I ended up getting into like very similar, honestly. So I was helping people in my life, and my dad and I were helping people, and then it was just like it just became too much, telling the same thing over and over and over again. So I was like, oh, I'll just make videos, and I was like, I could just make them and just send them, but I was like, I'll just make YouTube videos. I was like, that's fine. And so yeah, so I ended up doing that. And then kind of like you, like my channel started growing and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like maybe I could actually do this. And then within just like a couple of weeks, it was crazy because I started going on people's live streams. I started like being on Twitter more and I was like, what the heck?
Crazy. Yeah.
Like I never expected this to happen.
Like so many people are interested in this topic, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. I think I posted a couple of videos. Oh my gosh, they're horrendous. Like I'm embarrassed to go back and watch them. I have them on my channel though still because
Okay, yeah.
no progress. You got to
So
track your
you
progress.
know what to check out, guys.
Go to the very bottom. But I like made these like certain videos about just kind of like what crypto was. And then I made a couple of videos on Sunday Swap within the Cardano ecosystem. And then I made one of a tutorial about PulseX. And that after that, it just like started building.
I saw that one too.
Very nice.
Great, yeah.
I love that. When did you start creating videos?
Content. My first video, I think I uploaded it in 2019, but then there was a huge gap. So
Okay.
because first I had like a contest with an NFT, and it was like the two best creators, the two best content things will get a present, and I won the present. I was like the second prize. I was like, hey, I'm such a good YouTuber. But then, like I had there was no intent to go on. There was like no sense, nothing to talk about, because crypto, first, it's such a huge topic, and you don't get it. It's just like, whoa. But at the end, you can say it's easy, because you don't even, like, there's so much distraction, but you don't even have to follow all these things that are trying to get your attention. You just need to focus on several projects and several news. And now I guess we found a way to do good content, and that always, not only one time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love your content. I'll like watch it. I'm like, this is in German, but I'm like, I like everything else. Like, I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. But I'm like, it's so professional. And I love how just like your specific type of like recording, and then how you edit them, like it's all awesome. So I'm like, oh,
Thank you.
take some advice from Jacob with how he does it. I was like, I like how he does it.
I was actually thinking the same about you, because for me it was, I don't know, I'm the guy, I'm just doing, I'm not thinking a lot, I'm just doing, I'm just recording a video, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to cut this, I'm going to cut that. And so it's the same with Mr. Beast. Like, he started and he was optimizing over and over and over again, and at every video, every month, he was thinking, what can I do better than last time, to keep grinding, to keep growing. So, and if I look at your social media content or whatever, it looks super professional, looks really, really, really good, like as if you have studied some art and design things. I don't know.
You're so nice.
So I was like, whoa. So really good work from you too.
Oh, thank you. You as well. Should we say hi to people in the chat?
Yes, of course.
Perfect. Wealthy is in the house. Hello. Crypto Collie. Welcome. Good to see you. We have Stay Winning Podcast. Good morning. Good to see you. Eco Builder. What's up? We also have Devin. Hello. And Hex Glenn. Hello. And Arlo. It's crazy like seeing people in the chat. I have met several of these people in person.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And it's like, oh my gosh. So very exciting. Just being able to, see that. Have you been to in-person meetups?
That was the thing I wanted to say. For me in Germany, I never met somebody from the Hex community. I mean, I met some people. I know some people. Tim, I'm not sure if you saw the guy, like the older guy from my videos. I know him because I met him in person, and I introduced him to the PulseX sacrifice at that time. And then he started like the first question he had to me was like, what are NFTs for? And we were both in a swimming pool in Cyprus, and like drinking, and I was like, okay, well, how can I make this easy? And then he started to keep on getting informations about cryptos, and I was like, okay, I'm going to show you how to analyze a project. I'm going to show you like what is a good project, what is a blockchain, and everything. And it's just a great friendship. And then we started doing videos together about PulseChain in the last months. That already is a really good success. But overall, I know a lot of people, but the people from the internet in my community too, we never made a meet and greet or something, meetup. But we will this year for sure.
Good.
And I was thinking about going to the crypto cruise. Sounds
okay,
like
I was going to ask you, the one that's in Greece?
I don't care. America or Greece, maybe both. Yeah.
Love it. That's awesome. Yes. I know. I was thinking about that too. So I've been to Greece, and I was like, oh, I want to go back for a Hex cruise. I was like, that sounds fun. So yeah.
Greece is beautiful. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have been to Europe. I've been to America, and I love America, but every American always says I love Europe when they come here. So it's like a funny thing, because we in Germany, we love America because you have everything in one big country, but here in Europe, it's like okay, it's cool because we can take our car and it takes us 2 hours to get into the next country. And it's unimaginable for you, but for us normal. So we love to see these big things where you can drive for 8 hours and you're still in the same state. It's
Oh my gosh.
crazy. Yeah.
Exactly, right? It's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, here we are. I know if I drive 2 hours literally in any direction from where I'm at, I don't think I can get out of my state.
No, that's crazy. It would take me 50 minutes to get into the next country. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what? There are advantages to both, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's right. And the good thing also about Germany is we learn English. So you have really international language. And of course, I started to explain people, just think about all these names in the crypto space, blockchain, wallet. We don't have like German names for this. We don't call it Brieftasche or something in German. So I'm like, guys, this is another trend coming from America to us. So this is the time right now. Start thinking about it, start doing it, because here in Germany, they are, we are like a little bit behind. That's what I'm thinking a lot of the times.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And I'm sure it's a thing in other languages too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. For example, in Turkey, I've been traveling a lot last year. I went to like 9 or 10 different countries. So from all around the world, even Caribbeans and stuff like that. But in Turkey, for example, you have a lot of digital currency like offices, trader offices, I think, exchanges, let's call it like this, exchange office, I think that's the right name. So you can go inside and give your Litecoin, your Bitcoin, Ethereum, and get cash back. And in Germany, we don't have anything like that. We don't have Bitcoin ATMs. There's nothing like that. Yeah. Okay. Only in Switzerland. In Switzerland, you can pay with crypto. Yeah.
Okay. That's super interesting. So there's a mall that I grew up going to, and they have a Bitcoin like ATM. It's in the weirdest place. Like it's in the food court. It's it's very odd. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's one of the only ones I've actually personally ever seen. Also, I'm not personally seeking it out. So
I've heard about Walmart placing down more than 250 or something like that Bitcoin ATMs. Yeah.
Interesting.
I could actually check that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we have everything that we have now. That don't have to deal with that, right?
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. And I mean, I'm just waiting, but there will be a time when PulseChain gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and people will start talking about PulseChain same as Ethereum. Like, you remember 2015 Ethereum 50 cents?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be crazy. People will be talking about it like, you remember Richard Hart being sued by the SEC? He's goddamn fool us, like trying to wreck us. But no, we just had a chance to buy. And I hope you all did that, because the last weeks were crazy, right?
Yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy. My thing is, and I was thinking about this like yesterday, is oh my gosh, I lost the keys to one of my wallets, and it was what I was investing. I know it was what I was like, investing in for having like liquid PulseChain, and I don't think I bought any PulseX because I'm happy with my PulseX back. But yeah, so I was like, ooh. With seeing the prices, I'm like, it's probably just gonna keep going up.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna find the password. I'm not worried. Honestly, I don't even feel stressed about it. I'm like, if I'm supposed to find it, I'll find it. And if I don't, I don't.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But it's so important to keep your seed phrases in 2 or 3 different places. Yeah.
Exactly. Because I can't even remember. And so, and I moved. And so that like added something to, there's just so much going on. And the day I find it, everyone will know, because I'm like, this is awful. But I'm grateful that I went through the experience, because it definitely has been something that I've been telling everyone, like, don't have this happen to you. You can avoid it. And I thought I avoided it.
it's crazy how you are telling everybody, but then you're doing it by your own.
I know, and then it happened to me too. That's the craziest part, and that's why I think that I will find it, because obviously there are very specific things that I like do when I create a wallet and all of that. I just can't find it, and so I'm like, okay, it's somewhere around here. It's somewhere.
Yeah, it should be. A friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, actually had a ledger. He had a ledger, and of course, you were writing down the phrase onto the card, the plastic or paper. I'm not sure. I think it's plastic today, but it used to be paper. And his whole house burned down, and he had like, I don't know, 10 or 12 bitcoins on it. So he was like, oh fuck. Like, start in a digital wallet, but no way. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I need to get some metal thing, or I need to store it at least 2 or 3 places so that thing is safe. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. There's, oh my
Really
gosh,
important.
so many security measures, right? And it's super important, because I'm grateful that this was the particular wallet I lost. If I lost some of my other ones, I would be a little bit more distressed. But this one's okay. I'm like, it's fine. It's probably only a couple $1,000s. It's fine.
Well, but it should not be happening. I
Exactly.
mean, all these mistakes, of course, we all did mistakes, like sending to the wrong address and stuff like that. But stuff like this, it has to happen, because if it happens once, you are going to be very, very cautious about it in the future.
Yep, exactly that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that. So it's like, okay, this is fine. It's, at least this is what I lost. I was like, if I lost things, it would be a little bit more sad, but it's
So
okay.
how did you notice, or how did you get into Richard Hart's ecosystem? Like, you were doing this one video about PulseX,
Yeah,
but
yeah. So, my dad got me into crypto 5 years ago.
nice.
And the first week that I was in crypto, so I actually bought Ethereum at the very bottom of the last bear market. So I bought it at $83. This was by chance, all right?
Wow.
This was
Okay.
not timed, but it was literally the bottom. So
Mhm.
bought Ethereum, and I was a college student, and then I saw it within the first week double. So I was like, huh, that's kind of cool. Like,
Seems to work out.
yeah, I was like, that's wild. So I was like immediately hooked within crypto. I was like, I believe
Mhm.
in this. Like, I saw it do
Mhm.
well. And so then, like, because my dad got me into it, I just kind of like blindly followed him, because I trust him and
Mhm.
trust that he wouldn't tell me to invest in something that, like,
Of course.
didn't work or wasn't going to, do well. And honestly, like, for the most part, I have still had no issue with that. But he eventually was telling me about Hex, because he invested into Hex maybe like a year and a half before I did,
Mhm.
because he just heard BitBoy talking about it one day. So
Oh,
he's like, I'm
okay.
going to invest in Hex. So he watched, I think it was like $300 become like $80,000. And,
Wow.
that's wild.
Yeah.
So when he saw that, he was like, oh, cool. Like, this is a good one. So when
Mhm.
I invested, it was definitely like kind of after that big boom, which is fine. But then I got into
Mhm.
Hex, and then I started learning about it. And I was like, you know what? I really like the staking mechanism, because I like staking. I'm a
Mhm.
long-term investor.
Yeah.
So staking's perfect for me. I'm like, oh, that's wonderful. So
Mhm.
started really like looking at that, and then doing like calculators, the T-share
Mhm.
calculators. And I was like, what the heck? I
It's
was like,
crazy.
I was like, I could earn this much money based off of what I just invested. Like, I'm sure you've done that too, and are just like blown away.
Yeah.
Right.
Hex.stake.today, right? There are
Exactly.
so many crazy things. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
so wild. So I saw that, and I was like, okay, I kind of like this.
But that's
Yeah.
also the problem with X. You have to understand what's going on. So few people really understand the staking part. They're only in it for the gains. But the staking, I think, and that's also something I said in my last video, I think it makes the whole ecosystem more reliable, because people are actually like they need to be together, because they're stuck for at least 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Richard, I think Richard Hart was talking about it too. Like if you look at soccer, or let's say American football fans, yeah,
Uh-huh.
they are because they enjoy the game, they enjoy that they are maybe winning. But if it's about money, people are really more interested in like being social and together and building a community. And that's what X is perfect. We're staking for so many years. I think my longest stake used to be 555,
Yeah.
but
Whatever
yeah,
it is now. Yeah.
yeah, and that's a freaking long time. Yeah, so I'm in it, and I will be in it for the next, I don't know, 13 or 14 years. And there are so many people uh, doing the same. Yeah, so that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it was awesome. How did you hear about it and get involved?
Yeah, I heard about hacks a lot of times, but people were telling me, "Oh, it's a scam. Like, don't go in there." It's like, no, it's nothing good. And then there was this PulseChain sacrifice, and I was in like some community groups where I had to pay a lot of money to get into, and they were talking about these sacrifices and showing me the Pulse X sacrifice at that time, and I was like, because I was looking up things about Richard Hart, and once I've heard about Pulse X and he was talking about Richard Hart, I saw the name, I put it into YouTube, and I saw like 10 videos straight in a row. And I was like, whoa, this guy is a fucking legend. Yeah, crazy. Yeah. And that was the point where he catched me. So, because in my opinion, everybody who's watching Richard Hart's video and he got something in his head, he's going to understand him and he's going to be like, wow, this guy he's in it for something bigger, something that never happened before in crypto space. So yeah, that was basically the thing that I was catching.
That's awesome.
That was catching me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He got you.
Yeah, he got me.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I know a lot of people got into the ecosystem with PulseX, and so it's cool to see that that was just kind of like it was a big thing, right? And I unfortunately did not sacrifice for PulseChain. I knew about it and didn't sacrifice. My dad and I didn't talk about crypto for like 3 months, and it was like the 3 months.
Okay,
Just
wow.
yeah, because I was doing a master's degree, and I was like, "I can't deal with crypto right now."
Yeah.
So dramatic, but it is what
Like,
it is.
Dad, I'm trying to live a normal life here. Stop
I'm
it.
trying to work full-time and go to school right now. It's like, I can't talk about crypto, which it's fine. So I didn't sacrifice for PulseChain. I have what I want now in PulseChain, which is great. But it was like this whole thing where it's like, okay, here we are. But PulseX like really, really has been a great thing. So
Yeah, I think we've been like under the top 3,000 biggest sacrifice wallets in PulseX, which was kind of great, but even I don't know, I think we get like 45% on top. You've seen the prices.
yeah.
The people that didn't buy when PulseX was dipping, they're on the plus a little bit right now. But yeah, I mean, of course, I know how to be around the crypto market, and at every level where I saw a -5 until 10%, I was like, okay, buy, buy. So I was just like, okay, if this is going down for a year, let's go.
For me.
Yeah, that was my intention. I was like, okay, let's do this. And then we started going up, and I was like, okay, well, fuck, maybe I should have bought even more. But yeah, you can't
Right,
change it.
FOMO. Oh my gosh, the FOMO of it all.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much you buy, you will still have it. It's crazy. It's really
Right?
crazy. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like even if you have a very like well sought out like DCA plan too,
Mhm.
it's like, oh my gosh, I just should have put more money in it. It's like,
Yeah.
really, could I have?
Yeah. Same with INC. I told you earlier, right? I
Yeah.
was looking at INC a long time, and of course I have liquidity farming, so I was
Yeah.
constantly getting it, and then it was at 40 cents. I bought some there, like around 42, and I told you at I think it was 150 or 170. I was looking at the super trends. You know what I mean, right?
Yep.
And I saw like there was the week 8th of January, where like the last week or the first week of January, Pulse X and Pulse were finished over. Like they crossed the super trend, and I was like, oh whoa, this is going to be the game changer. This is our year. Like this is going to be our month. Whatever is going on now, it's crazy. And then I checked Hex. EHEX, it already crossed it on October when the whale for 140K bought it. You remember? And it crossed it again now, so it's like in a double cross. It's crazy because it's probably going up very high soon. And then I was looking at PHEX, which is also in a good spot, but INC, and I was like, wait, what's going on here? We have INC sitting at 150 or I think it was 150 there. And I was like, super trend is at 398. This has to go in less than a week or 2 weeks for $4. So I was like, okay, well, let's buy this. This is for 100%. And I was like this, so I bought it, and boom! Today we see $4. I think it was 420. Yeah, so crazy. Yeah,
Wild.
yeah,
But
and that's the crazy thing. Charts are actually telling you a lot about prices and everything because the charts knows everything. People always forget it, but every piece of information is already in the chart. People think they understand it, but because they are like, well, they don't know that the Bitcoin ETF is getting accepted.
Right.
Of course they know, because they were selling or buying because of it. So it's crazy. But it's like it's so important just to understand it and to watch the videos from Richard Hart, because he's talking so much about stuff like that, and you start understanding him showing the you remember the time where he was going with his bags and showing his Gucci bags where he bought all the stuff? Yeah, it was the absolute bottom of PulseChain and PulseX. Yeah, so it was like a hidden message: pump or fill your bags. People were like doing this kind of stuff, but it's crazy because Richard Hart, he's a big brain.
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah,
he knew.
And also, like just 3 days ago, he was telling people about how to short it, and that was the top. Then it went down, and now it went back up. So just follow Richard Hart on Twitter. No advertisement.
Notifications for him.
Must have.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm always happy when I'm like the first one who's liking, like, ooh. Or the first one who's saving. And now we can comment again. So hey.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Great.
I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be crazy. Yeah. And another thing I also wanted to point out is the correlation between Bitcoin and PulseChain, of course. What do you think about it? I mean, you've been following Hex also for a long time with your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your opinions about it?
Oh, I think, okay, so, and we can kind of like dive into like our conversation about the Bitcoin halving, like what's going to happen. Obviously, it's interesting with what Bitcoin does, and then watching and seeing what all the altcoins do, because typically something happens within Bitcoin, and then we can kind of like see it trickle down. So with Bitcoin halving specifically, I think that if we just look at Bitcoin and the Bitcoin halving, typically like there's a little pump beforehand, which honestly could have even been in the last month, taking out the Bitcoin spot ETF. But looking at it just from the specific trends that typically happen is the exponential growth happens 12 to 18 months after the Bitcoin halving. And so if we're looking at Bitcoin halving happening in April, then really the exponential growth is probably going to happen next year.
Yeah.
And so there's that. And then to add on to that is the altcoins typically follow, but not always like absolutely in pursuit. So I think I think that, PulseChain is going to blow up within the next year or two. And I mean, it's already doing super well, but like we're talking about like exponential gains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
The
out
hockey stick.
out of this, yes, out of this world.
Yeah,
type of thing.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But then we add the like Bitcoin spot ETF, and that's such a big thing that I think a lot of money is going to and has come into the system. And so that's going to
Mhm.
like maybe change things a little bit too.
Mhm. What I think was interesting is that people were actually selling out of the Bitcoin ETF right now. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like I think over 19,000 Bitcoins were sent to Kraken, I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah.
Mhm.
From one ETF. So it's interesting, but for me, Bitcoin as a system, or like the original purpose from Bitcoin, it's not. I don't know, but in my opinion, it's not the right thing because it's not the right change. Like Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever it is, might be Richard Hart. No, I'm just kidding. um, uh, like he would not have supported stuff like that because he wanted the people to own the money, the people's money. It's like something completely different. And now they actually are allowed to sell Bitcoins out of the ETF without even asking you as the investor. So they can like sell your funds without you knowing that they are doing it. And like, it's just, I don't know, it's not real DeFi anymore. It's not the thing with why I'm here. Of course, we are all here because of the gains too. But one thing I know is that when Richard Hart does something or did something with X, he is creating the best of the best. He got the best developers. His developers are so crazy that they had to tell the people who are auditing, yeah, we did it like this because of that, that, that. And they were like, oh, wow, okay, that's a great way. Like, they didn't even know it's working like that because Richard Hart is, I mean, he's just in this game since such a long time.
Mhm.
He has so much knowledge about the market, how it's moving, and why it's moving and how to do real marketing. I saw, I think her name is Katie, right?
Oh,
Uh,
mhm.
her talking about it, and she's right. He's doing marketing, but he's doing marketing without even spending money. Every marketing move from him was without any cost right now, right? Like, kind of, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because people are talking about him. They are talking about the SEC. They are talking about everything. And so there are some events, as always in crypto, when they are going to be happening, like the sue of the SEC. If this is going to be checked, we're going to see an explosion and stuff like that. We have so many things with the maybe PulseX single-sided staking. We have a lot of projects coming into the PulseChain, and that's all going to be like a growth we can't imagine. I mean, 200,000 new wallets in like 50 days or less.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And this number is only going to grow because people see it, the numbers and the chart rising, and people are like, oh, I don't want to miss out. So I rather buy now. Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, the thing I'm often forgetting is even for us, it's not so easy to buy it. Like I could buy Bitcoin by one button, but if I want to buy PulseChain, no, it's not with one click. You need to do something different. So this is going to be or get easier and easier and easier. And when this is going to happen, people will start noticing, start buying more, and yeah, the whole ecosystem will be jumping. Yeah.
It's
So
exciting.
that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so
And the
exciting.
thing, like you were watching the charts and comparing Hex to Bitcoin from the last bull run, of course, probably
Mhm.
many times, right?
Yeah, looking at it, seeing what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, it's also something really, really interesting with Hex starting the pump 3 months later. you know, after the first spike from Bitcoin, then Bitcoin was going down, and then whoop, you see Hex going up. So in my opinion, it's the same over here. We have PulseChain starting 2 months later than the Bitcoin pump in October.
Yep.
And I was just talking about it with a friend who got like a really big bet on Bitcoin right now, a really big leverage bet with like 100x leverage, but also more than 100,000 euros. So it's a really big one. And he was like, well, Jacob, if you're right, I'm going to sell my Bitcoin and buy Hex after it, you know? And I'm like, why not? It seems to work. So it's going to be crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Hex Chris is writing, the real catalyst will be toward the end of the year with the Ethereum ETF approval. Funded liquidity will pump the whole ecosystem as a result. Sounds good.
Yeah. Let's say hi to a couple more people. Hex again, I haven't seen you in forever. Good to see you.
Actually, I've heard that the Ethereum ETF approval should already be at the 25th of January, Chris. I'm not sure if you have different informations, but I've heard that they scheduled it for this month. Because it's like the next new and big event everybody is gambling on now.
Yeah, and since we had the Bitcoin one, maybe this one would quickly follow.
Of course. Yeah, might be. And yeah, with BlackRock and all these big companies in the crypto space, it's a crazy thing. How much X can Pulse make from now on? PewDiePie. Oh, a German YouTuber. What do I think? I don't like questions like these.
I don't
yeah, but okay. I would be happy if I would see at least 1 cent. I mean, I wouldn't be happy. I would be done for the rest of my life. But no, there would be like something like something really crazy. But I can imagine something like this is going to be happen because it's only a 100x from here. Like it's really not so far. You know what I mean? And might sound a lot, but I've heard people talking about 10,000x, 1,500x. And so when I'm talking about 100x, I'm feeling a little bit, more relaxed. Yeah, conservative. Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
What about you?
I mean, 1 cent would be awesome, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like 100x does seem, like it could be conservative, especially like with what's been happening. The next couple of years are going to be so telling. And then the fact that like this is the first bull run for PulseChain.
Oh yeah.
It's like, well, there's potential for other bull runs, right? So it's just gonna be interesting to see what happens.
But that's also the thing. The first cycle, always the most interesting one.
Yep.
Yeah. If you see at Ripple, or if you look at Ripple, I think it did a 71x. Quite amazing. Well, if we look at Hex, you can't compare Hex to anything. It's crazy.
Yeah, honestly, it's so insane.
Every time I'm looking at hexchart.com, I'm like, is there something wrong here? No, that can't be. 800% in 1 month. Oh, wow. Yeah. And I'm showing the people and they're like, Jacob, is that 3 million%? And I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm also not sure how, but yep, it happened.
This isn't real. This doesn't seem real.
Yeah. So what do you think about, I think it was Sami once talking about it, that Richard was pumping Hex from 10 all the way up to 44 cents.
Oh.
You've heard it?
Yes, I have heard this. I think it's interesting. Like, I think like on one side of it, it's like, yeah, like how would you be able to call the top if you're the one that's like making the top, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so I think there's that, like, but also if that's what it is, like that's what it is. So no complaints.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really smart move. Nobody knows, of course, but what happened was the perfect thing for PulseChain sacrifice and for PulseX sacrifice. So might all have been planned, but of course we will never know. We can only guess, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with all these tokens, but what we are seeing is that if one token in the PulseChain ecosystem is going up, all the other ones are coming too. So yeah, whatever is going to be happening, I believe, of course, Hex is still like the godfather, like the
king.
token why we are here, right? So Hex is for me all and will be always one of the most interesting projects. But of course, I'm, as you can see, a fan of PulseX too, and Pulse and INC, of course. But it's going to be interesting. I just did a video about INC because there's going to be governance coming. Yeah, there's going to be some sort of ownership rights, and we don't know yet what's going to be happening. We don't know if there's a Pulse X single-sided staking coming and how that's going to be working out. So some really interesting things we need to look out for in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope we get single-sided staking because the last day, this is crazy. So the last day that you were able to single-sided stake on testnet was April 9th of 2022.
No way.
Yeah. And so that's when it like ended, which was really interesting. And the reason why I know what that date was, it ended at 5 p.m. too. It was my birthday that day. So I was like, that's crazy.
I was like, how do you know?
Yeah, that's why. Is because it was on my birthday. But yeah, so it's I hope we get single-sided staking.
I mean, no expect from the profit. No. Okay, wow, I can't get it, but we all know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it so often, and I know the German one. So yeah, PulseX single-side staking is going to be really interesting, of course, but it's also, I mean, I'm validating by myself. You can see it in the background, and there are so many people coming into the validation of PulseChain. I'm not sure if you checked it, but from the 1st to the 8th, there were like 2,000 new validators.
What?
Which is like at that time 7 million of pulls. Right now 14 more in dollar million of pulls. So it's crazy how much interest is actually here and how many people are here also for the long term, because they are like they are using stuff that's generating yield. So if you also check on Dex Screener how many yield farming projects there are like 7,000. Yeah, it's crazy. And for real, and Dexes maybe 50. So it's like, what? Yeah, these things are like, there were the thriving things, or there were the like the things that were like they were pushing the last market, and we remember all putting our money into some DAOs and 1 million percentage the year. I'm going to be a rich man. Yeah, but it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So, my dad and I, we validate together. So
Nice.
I don't have to take care of it, which is really nice. I just have my validator with his, which is perfect.
Nice.
But yeah, I did not know that. That's so interesting. Let's say hi to a
Yeah.
couple of people. Crypto Jake, what is up? And Slang D, we about to be balling, y'all. Yes.
Oh yes. Yeah, so how is it in America? Like, do you have a lot of meetups in like every state, or like do you have like some community groups in states?
Yeah, I think it depends on the state, definitely. But the different, let's see, I'm trying to think. I've been to one of the groups that was in Washington State. I live in Utah, and so like I know the people in Utah that are also Hexicans, and we'll get
Mm-hmm.
together sometimes, which is super fun. And then I met the group in Austin, and then I guess when I was in Vegas, I did meet some of the local people that live there
Nice.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there definitely it depends on what state it is, but there are definitely groups that do meet up pretty frequently. I'm pretty sure there's one in Atlanta that meets up like every
Mm-hmm.
single week actually. So
Wow,
I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
that's
um,
great. Yeah.
yeah, and so I think, like I said, I think it just depends, but people are very motivated to get together, which is fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I lived closer to, like, everyone, the Hexicans in Utah kinda, like, live dispersed, and so I
Mm-hmm.
think if we lived all closer together, it would probably be a little bit different. I think I would see them more,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah, of
fun.
course, of course.
Yeah.
It's, I think, like the more I'm talking about, I'm already planning in my head, like, okay, where shall we meet in
Yeah.
Germany and everything, and maybe even fly with some of my community people to America because hey, it's so important to be with people, you know, and to talk
Yeah.
about it. It's just yeah, and I think Crypto Sparbuch, you know them,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
They are also German, if I
Yep.
remember right.
I think
And
they're
the guy from HackScout.com, I think he's
okay. Mhm.
also a German guy.
Cool.
Wolfgang might be his
Okay.
name.
Nice.
You don't know?
I think I do. I, like, have
You think I
I
do?
yeah.
Maybe someone knows that's watching us, because I had like a woman in my community, and she was like, "Oh, I need to connect you to the founder of Hack Scout, and he knows Richard Hart, and blah
Oh,
blah blah." So personally, and so she was like, "You need to talk to him, and I need to connect you with him." So I will be doing a video about Hack Scout, also very in the future, yeah. And I also thought about putting out some Felix. I mean, yeah,
oh,
Felix is also a German name,
mm.
but I think you also have it in in America. Yeah, yeah.
Yep, we do
So
have it.
yeah, I was planning about doing a video about Hexcar because, in my opinion, it's a great tool. Yeah, it really is.
That's
Even with
awesome.
the staking letters, and they are
Mm.
explaining you how to put your stakes in the most optimal way. It's great. Makes onboarding so much easier, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super, super helpful.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
So that's like something really important. And it's also like, okay, Sami is a really big one, but might be able to, I don't know, catch him somehow. And I was thinking about doing some English videos actually, or maybe
Oh,
opening another channel, because I don't know, I enjoy speaking English, and I think the English community is bigger than the German one.
German one.
Yeah, it's
You'll have to let me know if you do. I'll watch it.
yeah, yeah. It's just I just enjoy talking to people. I mean, I'm not sure if it's maybe too much work, but I will figure it out, you know. But I've heard it's not the smartest way to do it on one channel, you know,
Mm,
English and German. Yeah,
gotcha.
so
Interesting.
I'm not sure.
You
I will need to check it out.
There is a specific software. Maddie Allen was actually the one that introduced me to it, but there's a specific software that you can take a video and then it'll translate it, like use AI,
Mm-hmm.
and it will like change how your lips are moving, and it'll have your accent, but in
Okay.
like the other language.
Okay, that's crazy.
So that could be something. I will actually find it for you right now.
That's great.
Yeah,
That sounds
because
like a good thing.
it's pricey. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Yeah,
pricey, but it might be worth it so you don't have to refilm videos. You just like
yeah,
put it through the AI and then it does it for you.
yeah. I also heard about YouTube having a function where you can actually click on German, English, or whatever.
Mm.
I didn't even notice it, but if you watch closely, it's sometimes the case that in German, of course, it's more often, but also in English, you have like an Indish video, but
Mhm.
it's the title is in German and they are having a German language and speaker. So you're watching an English video, but it's translated into your language and you didn't even know. It's crazy. Yeah. That's also like a really big thing for Mr. Beast right now, because now he can channel everybody onto his one channel. He used to have like Spanish, English, and blah 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 for every country and every language, but now he can put everything down in one in his Mr. Beast big channel. Yeah,
That's
check it
pretty
out, because in his videos you can select the language, and it directly, like, it lets him speak in 20 or 40 languages. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe that's a good way to go.
Yeah,
I
I need to check it
it.
out.
It's called Heyen. So,
Hey, Jen.
yep, I'll just put it in the chat if anyone else is interested in looking at it.
They are all going to start putting out some German content now.
Yes, yes. And that's the thing is, like I said, it's pretty pricey, but oh, and look, it's Maddie. Maddie, hello. We were literally just talking about HeyGen, the software for for translating.
That's funny. Yeah,
But
that's great. So what time is it in America right now?
so where I'm at, it's 8:53 a.m. What time is it there?
What? Oh, okay, it's 6:50 4:53
Okay,
p.m. Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah,
You're just
nice.
starting your week. Love it. I wish I was at that point in time right now. I'm like, I have to work today.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm finished. That's right.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I'm
Easy.
not finished, but yeah, crazy. Yeah, the time change, it's really crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. Okay, so to wrap us up for today, tell us so for 2024, what content do you have planned? Do you have anything
Mhm.
special that you would like to share?
So I want to go to Big Brothers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the probably most important thing for the German community is I'm going to make some videos about the validators, because we
Cool.
don't have any content here in Germany. And otherwise, my goal for 2024 is to at least upload every other day a video about the PulseChain, because we want to make this huge
Love
and
it.
big, and I want to get as many German people, Switzerland and Austrian people to this topic. So that's like my my job. I need to put this word out. I need to make videos. I need to make interesting content all around the post chain, because I don't think there's another better chain out there. And I was talking about a lot of projects, and I was invested into a lot of projects, but I think I found a place right here where I can safely say this is my spot. So yeah, that's basically my mission for the year.
Love it. That's great.
Yeah. What
So,
about you?
oh my gosh. So I do mind maps. I actually have mine right now, right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen it. It's a big
Yeah,
one.
that's my mind map for quarter one.
Oh wow. Okay, I don't want to be in your position.
We'll see. I have so many mind maps. I think I have 7 of them just for my life. So there's like
Yeah.
personal and church, all the things. Because I also work for a church, which is really exciting.
Mhm.
But my
Nice.
fashion coder one is this. So yeah,
Crazy.
good things. And let's see. What do we have here? Going to schedule your crypto class for daughters as I'm thinking they'll hear you rather than come. Love it. So I
That's a
actually
big
am
one.
going to be releasing a course. My goal date is the end of this month. We will see if that actually happens, because I'm teaching an in-person crypto class right now. They're my beta test, and then I'm going to put it online.
Yeah, I'm doing that since August last year already, and I have
Love it.
like 15 clients, but I mean, it's actually the people only have to know the basics, right? And then it's only like, hey, what's up? Can I help you? No, I know everything. Like, but
Yeah.
hey, we can talk. And I'm like, wow, but I can help you. Like, what's my job? I need to do something. So
Exactly.
yeah, recording it's a great idea. Yeah,
Yep.
do that. And yeah, it's always good to have some kind of freebie, to show something valuable, to give them something. And that was also like one of the biggest learning already this year with this channel. I mean, we are putting out free content. We are talking and talking and talking, and people are giving back, because like next week I'm going to be invited. Need a mind map for all the mind maps. Yeah. I'm invited for a investor meeting next week down in Munich. And the guy invested into PulseChain, PulseX, and everything. And he's also like a Solana investor. He bought it at 50 cents or something, and sold it at the top at 200. So he was done before that, but he's like, well, I have other cryptos, but Jacob, you showed me the best ones. And so he was like, I gotta meet you. This is my last event and you're invited. And so I'm going to meet billionaires, millionaires, and people that are really, really, really big in business. And yeah, that's, I guess, something I'm super grateful for, and where I'm just seeing that if you do something and you do it good and people realize that you're loving it and that you're not only doing it to earn money, you will get back so many nice things because of it.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. It's about living a good, healthy life with good people around yourself. Yeah.
Exactly. Because what would money do if you didn't have that?
Yeah. Would be kind of boring. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. But hey, thank you for inviting me. Like, I didn't know what to expect today, but it was really nice and I really enjoyed it. And I hope you too. And we can definitely look forward to the future and maybe do a live stream on my channel too. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Because I think it would be also very interesting for the German community to see some other faces. And because in Germany, we don't have one like Mexican girl or something, you know, there are only only men talking about cryptos. So yeah, no, I think it's always nice to see some different faces and yeah, to help spread the word. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that. Thanks so much for coming on my channel. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find my my OnlyFans at Jacob Peterson. No, I'm just kidding. You can find my YouTube at Jacob Peterson. It's the same name as here on the display. So just go ahead and subscribe. Content is in Germany, but maybe there will be some English content too in the future. Yeah. So would help me out a lot if you subscribe. You are going to be one of the first 1,000 subscribers. So it's an honor to subscribe and to yeah, just to help us all put this word about these great things out. I think we are all here for the same reason. We all really enjoy the community, the founder, and the projects he put out, and we are here in this for a really long term. Yeah, life-changing.
It is.
Yeah. Nice. Really is. So thank you again. Was really nice.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. And thanks everyone in the chat and who watched. Thanks for being here. And I hope you all have a good day. So
thank you. Have a nice one. Bye.